I was born ready.
Hello and welcome to Noggin Comics. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Nora.
And today we're going to be talking about the top 10 comics of 2022. We're going to have honorable mentions, of course, because this was a very good year of books.
Yeah, this list was hard.
We were actually shocked because we want to do a little spoiler alert before we jump into this. We have no Chip Zdarsky in our top 10.
That's true.
If you would have told me that at the beginning of the year, I would have thought that was a lie. But before we jump into a top 10, we want to announce the winners for the Clerks Lost Scene. And luckily enough, we actually know both of them, kind of.
Yes.
So the first winner of one of these is Lou Eric White.
Yay.
And you can do the next one.
Oh, and then Mark Underwood.
So we're going to comment. If you watch this, either find us on Instagram or Facebook, or we're going to comment in the comment section. So
You mean
it's us.
tag them? Oh.
No, in this comment section of the last of the Clerks video.
Oh, yeah.
But for the honorable mentions, we're going to start off with that. The first book for honorable mentions is Stillwater by Chip Zdarsky and
Ramon Perez. Yeah. And then, well, another Chip Zdarsky book, Public Domain.
Yeah.
And then Grimm by Stephanie Phillips, and I can't remember the artist's name.
Philipko, something like that.
Something with an F, yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's really good artwork.
And then this next one, is X-Terminators, which is coming to an end.
I know, it's only 5 issues.
So it'd be longer.
Maybe that's just the first arc?
Maybe. And that's by Leah Williams, and who does the other now again?
I can't remember.
We would have it down there. And then the final honorable mention is Nice House on the Lake by James Tinian and Martina Mario. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank.
Whatever's down below.
Yeah.
Yes. We were prepared.
Those are our 5 honorable mentions because we kind of didn't want to have the similar. I mean, some of these are going to be on everyone's top 10.
Yeah.
But some of these books are not going to be on top 10.
Yes.
So I'm going to kick off the list with the 10th. It's the number 10 book of 2022.
Yeah.
And it's published by AWA, written by John Lees and art by Alex Cormack. And it was Crimson Cage. I know this came out at the end of last year, but finished at the beginning of this year. And I kind of felt like this was the year of comic books and professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Cage takes William Shakespeare's Macbeth and puts it in a wrestling ring. Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't work, but each month those issues were coming out, I had to read it. It was on the top of my reading pile. It's one of the best wrestling scene comics, but not the best of 2022.
Stay tuned. Okay. Yeah, so this next one was hard to decide which one would be number 9 and number 8. So I think we're gonna do number 9 with Poison Ivy, from DC Comics. So G. Willow Wilson has been writing that. And the artist is Marcio Takara, and then they changed the artist recently. I think it's Adagun Ilhan. Anyway.
I think they're just on one book, issue.
So this was originally like a 6-issue miniseries, and then they pushed it to a 12-issue, I think. So the first 6 issues, it was a really intriguing story because I thought Poison Ivy was just being an awesome Poison Ivy, as she is. But this next arc kind of started differently than we thought it would.
And I think, originally we had this as number 8.
Yeah.
After the last issue, we had to bump it down.
Pivot.
Yeah. And that's my opinion. I wasn't a huge fan of the last issue, but the first 6 was just phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a point where this next one's going to be going, but yeah.
And then our number 8 maybe it's recency bias on this because we love the show. So this is published by Marvel. And when I say show, you're obviously thinking, yeah, it's on Disney Plus. Rainbow Rowell does written by the art by, you can tackle those names.
There's been different artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's Rogue Antonio, Luca Moresca, and Takeshi Miyazawa. And that's She-Hulk. So they're on issue like number 9 right now.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't read the last issue. It's still sitting on the table to be read. It's kind of difficult to really describe the series.
I mean, this last number 9 issue ended in like a what way. So, but yeah, it's just really good. Like, I think Rainbow Rowell is writing it in a way that's real with She-Hulk and relatable.
Well, I think the scene that draws me the most into it is, like I said, the how it's been written, but also the relationship between Jen and Jack Harkness.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the core of it lies.
Mm-hmm.
Our number 7 pick, though, is not a surprise, honestly. When this book was announced, you instantly knew you were going to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
It's published by Marvel Comics, written by Gareth Simone, art by Phil Noller. And it's the Variance.
Mm-hmm. Another miniseries.
Another miniseries that
should go longer.
that we both haven't finished yet.
Yeah, we gotta find issue 5. But yeah, I mean, from the first issue, it's obviously like a mystery, and you're like, what's really happening? And I think the artists, or Gail Simone and Phil Noto, do a really good job of telling the story.
It's a good team.
Yeah, it's a really good team. But yeah, I really want to know how it ends, so no spoilers, but we're gonna finish it when we can.
I mean, the storyline is basically just these alternate reality versions of Jessica Jones coming together at once to solve a mystery.
Yeah.
That's basically the story.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6. Was a surprise, but when you're looking at the team, you kind of realize it's going to be a top book of the year.
Yeah.
It's published by IDW, written by Scott Snyder, and art by Hayden Sherman. And it's the very first IDW original title in Dark Space's Rye Fire.
Yes. Yeah, so it was optioned early on when it was starting to come out, and I think that's why people were like really into it, but the story was 5 issues?
5 issues, another miniseries.
Yeah, basically it was just so well paced and like
it's good characters, and while reading it, you can kind of sense Snyder was kind of making a storyboard or a script that have a group of 5 women?
Yeah, I think so.
Fighting fires, and then the criminals who have to fight fires, and then it's a whole mystery thriller type thing.
The character study was really well done.
Yeah, for the most part, for the most part it was. I think what made it was Sherman's artwork, though, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, we know Snyder can write. I mean, he's proven that with many books.
Yeah. Just really bright colors, like the...
Sherman. That's the colorist, not Sherman, though.
Huh?
I don't think Sherman did the colors.
No, I don't know what the colorist was, but I thought the use of color was really well done, too.
And then our number 5 pick, which is another book that the artist dominates on, in my opinion. And that's 8 Billion Genies, published by Image, written by Charles Soule, and art by Ryan Brown. Mm-hmm. Every issue of this advances the story. It never feels like it's a law issue, right? And, the concept is everyone on the planet gets their own genie. So it's 8 billion wishes. Mm-hmm. And, what could go wrong?
Yeah, but everything could go
everything goes wrong.
Yeah. People get greedy, and they're just like, oh, I'm going to wish for this, and then things...
And honestly, this is probably the most imaginative title on the list. It mixes satire and superhero action extremely well. And, I make a comment that this is the year of Charles Soule, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she might get upset at this, but Star Wars has not been good.
There's been ups and downs.
When Charles Soule's writing is good.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I've also read his prose novels as well. Oracle Year and Anyone, and I know he's going to put out a new novel this coming year in 2023.
And like I wanted to put Undiscovered Country at least as an honorable mention because that got really good this year.
Oh yeah, that should have been an honorable mention.
And then Hell to Pay just started, so Charles Soule's doing extremely well, but his magnus opus is 8 Billion Genies.
Well, he's also writing a bunch of the High Republic stuff for Star Wars, so
Yeah,
he's a busy guy.
and,
Same with speaking of other busy person, Dan Mora. Like, how does he sleep? I think he's one of my favorite artists of the year. Just throwing
where's
that in
Dan
there.
Mora at? Oh, you're just gonna say Dan Mora?
Yeah, you said.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about artist of the year of 2022, there is a tie between, in my opinion, Dan Mora and Bruno Redondo.
That's true.
So
We'll get there.
But staying on that busyness, our next two titles kind of tie into each other.
They are X-Men related.
Yeah, and that's why we say busy, because if you miss one issue of X-Men, you're screwed, basically. And our number 4 title of 2022 is X-Men Red. Published by Marvel. Written by Al Ewing. Stefano Caselli, I should not
Juan
post my name.
Cabal, and Matabek Musabekov, maybe? Yeah, so I just kind of caught up on X-Men Red, because I wasn't reading it initially, and I was reading the tie-ins.
I kept telling you how good it was.
Yeah, so I read the trade, like the first 5 issues, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then, was it like issue 8 or 9, the most recent one, ended in a way that was like so good. Wasn't it X-Men Red that ended that way? Oh no, that was Immortal.
There was a couple of, it's Immortal that you're talking about, but there was a couple of issues of X-Men Red that stood out. You know, we try to do our picks of the week, and if we would have done them early on in the year, I'm pretty sure there's been some arguments about how X-Men Red should have been the pick of the week.
Yeah.
But then that comes into the next book, which she just mentions. Our number 3 pick of 2022 is Immortal X-Men.
Yes.
Karen Gillan is writing it. Lucas Warnack is the main artist on it, but Michelle Bandini took over for an issue.
The artwork is just so good.
Yeah, it's Lucas Warnack that's been killing it in that title. My favorite issue, maybe of the entire year in general, outside of our number 1 pick of the year. But if I had to pick a single issue that stood out the most, it was the Mr. Sinister focus of one where he kept, we coming back and what was that? Immortal X-Men.
The review that we did, if you go back, we'll link the video.
That was a great issue.
Yes. Well, that's going to lead into the Sins of Sinister stuff in February.
Has a great, perfect blend of everything you want in a comic book. It's got humor, action, suspense.
Yeah.
Immortal X-Men's probably, if it wasn't for these 2 other books, it would have been my book of the year. Yeah,
these X-Men books are so good.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like trying so hard to catch up on them.
Yeah, I mean, X-Terminators, that's just fun. And then Immortal X-Men has just been phenomenal. But I'm going to have Nora take this one, number 2.
Okay, so this is like my favorite DC book currently, and maybe forever. No. So it's Nightwing, by the one and only Tom Taylor and the one and only Bruno Redondo, and art Geraldo Borges and Danielle De Niculo, I think. So yeah, almost 2 years they've been on Nightwing.
Yep.
That's insane. Yeah, they started off in like what, the 80s or something?
Oh, yeah.
The number 80, issue 80s, not the 80s. And issue 100 is coming up in January, so that's insane. It's been so good. It's just, the artwork is amazing. Tom Taylor writing Nightwing is just so good. The relationship with Dick and Barbara, and they're so perfect for each other. And there was that one issue with, was it Nightbite? Nightmite, which was so cute. So funny. And Haley, the dog.
Yeah, Haley, but I thought that the Nightmite issue might be the issue that jumps the shark.
Yeah.
When it first was announced, seeing the cover of it. Again, the cover is cute. It's adorable.
Yeah.
That issue was surprisingly really good. it felt grounded, and like I hate Batmite.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm like, we don't need another imp. But
Yeah.
sure enough, Nightmite was like, I kind of want more of this character.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
who knows? He might be in issue 100.
That's true.
I'm
sure they'll bring everyone back for that.
Yeah. And our number one pick of the year, shouldn't be surprised if you've been following the channel, shouldn't be surprised if you're reading comics right now, is published by Image, written by Danny Warren Johnson, and is Stuart Powerbomb. It almost felt like every issue you're crying.
Yeah.
There's comics that I always tell people you have to read. Like if you're a wrestling fan, I'm like, pick up this book's gonna get you into wrestling. Do a Powerbomb, like if you just want a really good story.
Yeah, you don't even have to like wrestling.
You don't have to some wrestling.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like Do a Powerbomb kind of gets you into it.
Yeah.
But
he should do more wrestling stories.
Well, I mean, Danny Warren Johnson loves wrestling. He talks about it all the time on his channel, on his blogs. This book, so like, it's a master. It's honestly, in my opinion, this is a masterpiece of what professional wrestling should be in the comic format.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane. They're facing off against entities, basically.
Yeah.
And the two main characters, you feel for them every issue, and it's like, I know Danny Warren Johnson may not do a sequel to this, but I want one. So
like a spinoff.
Like a spinoff, like
like a prequel.
So when I mentioned that Crimson Cage was one of the best wrestling comics ever created, but not the best of the year, obviously that's due to Powerbomb. It's one of those books. When it comes out in trade, I'm probably gonna read it multiple times.
Yeah, like a nice hardcover.
Yeah, I mean, we just got Murder Falcon hardcover, which is no Danny Warren Johnson book, but Danny Warren Johnson may be the writer and the artist of the year.
Yeah, for you.
For me, yeah. But that's our top 10 of 2022.
It was really hard, but also really easy.
Honestly, the top 5 were very easy. It was the bottom 5 that was difficult for us to really pick.
Even the honorable mentions, because we read so much.
And this might be the first year where more Marvel books in DC.
Yes.
That we...
And Star Wars.
Not on the top 10. The top 10 is, mostly spread. But when we're talking about our favorite books of the year, I think we're more into Marvel than DC right now.
I mean, if I were to put a Star Wars one in there, I probably would put Darth Vader. That one's been really good.
So,
but yeah.
I mean, Obi-Wan's not bad.
No, that was a miniseries too, but yeah.
But yeah, let us know what was like your favorite book, or if you have a top 10, let us know in the comment section your top 10 books from 2022. And Lou, Eric, and Mark, let us contact us if we can ship these out to you.
And maybe some more goodies as well.
And we are on the road to 200 subscribers.
And the road to 2023.
The road to, and what she's saying is we're also on the road to 2,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
So once we hit 200 subscribers and 2,000 followers on YouTube and Instagram, we'll have another giveaway.
I guess it never ends, huh?
Never ends. But that's just thanking you guys for the support you guys have given us. This is the last video of 2022. You're probably going to be watching it in 2023. So hope you guys are safe. Happy New Year. See you at the comic shop.
Bye.